Good morning and welcome. Preparing for another overnight of camping, but normally we camp in the West Forks, but today we're in Grafton, and last time Mike was supposed to show up, but we never connected, but he's here now. Say hi, Mike.
It's because you're 100 miles away. It's that, yeah, good morning. Finally made it.
So currently we're in the Step Falls Preserve, and I've never been here, but Mike is saying that there's a lot of small cascades and waterfalls, so we're gonna go scout it, and if it's worth it, we'll go back. Well, actually he has his camera, but if it's nice enough, I'm gonna go back and get mine. But anyway, I'll definitely film it on this video camera. So
Also, this looks like it's got a really cool southwest angle. It might be cool to check the ephemeris and see where the if this might be a good spot to shoot the Milky Way in the summertime. Probably be better off, but you can check the angles.
cool, yeah, we'll do that. Oh yeah, another reason why we came up here to Grafton is tonight, if the weather cooperates, we plan on climbing. Which mountain are we climbing?
I think Table Rock,
okay,
which is part of West Baldpate.
So we're gonna, like I said, if the weather cooperates and it stays clear, we're gonna climb Table Rock and photograph the Milky Way from the top of Table Rock. So hopefully that'll work out. I know tomorrow is supposed to rain. It rained last night and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So hopefully the clouds will hold off long enough tonight so we can actually do some Milky Way photography. So time will tell. We'll see. The trail going to the stream and the waterfalls is pretty nice. Easy walking, as you can see. First set of cascades. I'm surprised I've never been here before. So far it's pretty nice. Beautiful walk in the woods this morning. You can hear the stream to our left. The trail is really beautiful. These cascades are pretty impressive. From where I'm standing to that upper falls, that's a good, I'd say at least 50 feet high, maybe 150 feet from where I'm standing. But this is pretty nice. Here's the upper falls I filmed from below. That's a good, the upper part's a good 8 to 10 feet. And it swings around. Another cascade. What do you know? He made it! Set of stairs that lead to the top of the waterfall. Down by the running water itself is very slippery. The rocks are slippery because of that rain we had last night. I've already almost taken a couple wipeouts. So I gotta stay on the main trail. I'm gonna make my way to the top of the fall. And here we are at the top of the waterfall, or Step Falls, a series of cascades. We can't go any further because right behind me is private property. There's no access. It goes up about another 10-15 feet, but we can't get up there. But being up here, you get a nice view across the way. What mountain is that? Sunday River?
Sunday River Whitecap.
Sunday River Whitecap Mountain is the mountain you see in the background. It's nice to get up here and there's spectacular views across the valley. And there's the actual upper part of the falls, but as you can see by this flagged line, it marks the boundary of the public land versus the private property. Well, that was well worth the hike, going checking out this the Step Falls. Now we're making our way back to the vehicle. Sun is coming up. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Even though it rained last night, it's turning out to be a real nice day. We decided to make a quick stop at Screwogger Falls, check them out. It's been a few years since I've been here, so we're gonna see what they look like right now. Forces of nature. I don't know, that may be hard to read. I photographed these little waterfalls back in 2013, and that's actually the last time I was here. The lighting is kind of crappy, but that's Screwogger Falls. So we're driving around just doing some exploring. Pulled over to the side of the road. I saw the grass was matted down like somebody had been walking. Followed the trail and found this apple tree. Folks have been walking in here. How are the apples? I picked a few.
It's a nice. Yeah.
They look good. They're nice and hard.
Yep, there's great flesh on them. It's a very white flesh. It doesn't oxidize quickly at all. They're not overly sweet. They're not tart at all. They're great. These would be great cooking apples.
Yeah, because they're nice and hard.
Be the best for cider. I don't think they're
very juicy, but
there's plenty of juice in there though. You could actually squeeze some cider out of these.
Cool. But yeah, there's a lot on the. You can find somewhere the deer have been chewing on them, right there. I'm surprised there's any left, actually. Mike wanted to find the trailhead to the Notch Trail, the Mahoosic part of the Mahoosic Notch Trail.
Mahoosic Notch Trail. The trailhead. A couple years ago, the road was totally washed out. Success Pond Road, where Silver Stream crossed over. Or crossed under the road, and so I had not got a chance to, I had to call off my trip to hike Mahoosic Notch. And today we've discovered that the bridge has been repaired finally, and we found our way to the trailhead. We don't have time to do the whole 10-mile circuit today, but we know where it is and that we can make it here now, which is definitely a positive sign.
And for those of you who don't know, the Mahoosic Notch is the most difficult section of the Appalachian Trail, right?
Yeah, there's supposedly boulders that are as big as trailers that you have to hike through and
around and over.
And kind of,
yeah, so the trail is over 2,000 miles long, and there's a mile section here that's the most difficult. And this is the trailhead to reach that section. So that's interesting. Where we are now, to the top there, it's a good about 20, 22 feet. It's like a slide. It'd be worth coming back here when the lighting is better with good cameras and really get some nice photos of this cascade. And here's our camp spot in Grafton. Stealth spot Mike's found a few years ago. He camps here all the time. You can see he's got his fire ring. And there's actually
Grafton Road stop.
Almost like a sand pit, and I'm on a wall of sand right here. Nice little spot. It's off the beaten path and it's nice and open. And the skies are clearing up nicely. So we're gonna climb that, what is it? The
Table Rock.
Table Rock.
Absolutely.
In a couple hours we're gonna have some supper. Right now we're having coffee, but I'm about ready to fix some an early supper, and then we're gonna hit the road and make our way to the trailhead to Table Rock. Preparing supper, doing another easy one-pot meal. We got pasta, cremini mushrooms, cream cheese, pesto, garlic, nice and easy, and so far it looks pretty good, although Mike doesn't like mushrooms. He'll just have to pick his out.
Oh, I'm very fussy with my mushrooms.
Well, these are cremini. They're not the typical white mushroom. But it's looking good so far. pretty good. What do you think?
It's definitely good. I still haven't found a mushroom. I think I grabbed a few of them, but the pasta is awesome.
It is. And what's good about this, it was fast, easy. Everything in one pot. Only have one pot to clean. So we're fueling up for our hiking a little bit up Table Rock. All right, so we're on the trailhead to Table Rock, at the top of Table Rock, and that little sign, we're actually on the Appalachian Trail. And now there's a 900-foot elevation gain in about a mile, so Mike says it's pretty steep in spots, so wish me luck.
You can do it, man.
I can do it. But I think once we get up there, it's going to be worth it, I'm sure. And the sun's going to set in a couple hours, and hopefully the astrophotography will be top-notch. We'll see. Interesting boardwalk across this little stream here. And it tells you where we are, which trail we're on. So we're at the halfway point. We've hiked half a mile so far. And this is really a steep section. You can see the rocks almost forms like a staircase. I'm a little out of breath, but I'm doing all right. Battery went dead, but this is what I've got myself into. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew.
Oh, this ain't nothing.
Why, it gets worse up top?
I hope so.
I hope not. I'm too old for this. This trail is steep. We're at a section now where it's almost straight up, and I'm feeling it. I think I definitely did bite off more than I can chew. But I'm here now, so gotta make it to the top. Can't quit now. I'll tell you one thing, I'm not cold, that's for sure.
At least probably 50 degrees.
Right. I have the camera pointed almost straight up. There's definitely no let up in this trail. Whew.
Relentless.
The higher you go, the steeper it gets. And I'm feeling it. Wow.
This is like at least a 60-degree pitch.
Ooh. Man, these are some massive boulders. Holy crap. I think we're near the top. It seems to be getting brighter. I hope we're near the top because I'm spent. After climbing those rungs, there's quite a cave in here. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Quite a cave.
Yeah, there is.
Wow, this is a heck of a cave. It's high too.
This thing is really
Shine the light up top.
Holy shit. That's like 30 feet.
Yeah. Shine the light in back of you. See what. Wow. That's quite something. So I finally made it to the top of Table Rock. And I must say, out of all the mountains I've climbed this year, this is definitely the most challenging, difficult one. And I'll turn the camera around and show you how it got its name. You can tell I'm out of breath. So there's the flat rocks, the Table Rock. I complained and moaned on the climb up, but like I always say when I get to the top, it's always worth the view. I'm looking east right now, right?
Yep.
Beautiful view. What's that peaked mountain right there?
That's Sunday River Whitecap.
Sunday River Whitecap, then what's next?
And then this is Puzzle Mountain right over here.
On the right, what's the one on the right?
This one, I am not sure. I think it may be Stowe. I'm not positive on that. I don't know.
And it turns out we climbed this for nothing because we wanted to do our astrophotography, but it turns out old speck across the valley there will actually block the galactic center of the Milky Way. So this climb was for naught. Since we can't photograph the Milky Way, the advantage of that is we won't have to make our way down the mountain in the dark with just our headlamp. So we're gonna start heading down while it's still light. And Mike says it's like a loop trail, and the way down is gonna be easier than the way we came up. Not as steep and not as challenging. So this will probably be the last filming of the evening, because it's starting to get dark. You can tell the sun is set below the horizon now. Well, good morning. I survived my hike down Table Rock Mountain, and I got some water heating up for coffee, and Mike is getting a fire started. It's pretty chilly this morning. It stayed clear till past midnight. I got up at midnight and the skies were crystal clear. I could see thousands and thousands of stars. But then the clouds moved in after that. But before they moved in, there was a frost this morning. It was pretty chilly, but I was toasty in the van. Oh, check this out. I went to grab my water bottle that was in my van, and there's ice in it. And that was inside the van, so it got below freezing inside my van, but like I said before, I was nice and toasty. Unreal.
I didn't realize you left that inside and it froze.
Yeah.
I thought you left it outside.
These tires are not far from where our vehicles are parked. And it's unfortunate you get these lowlifes that illegally dump all these tires where they're not supposed to be. They don't have respect for the outdoors and wilderness.
Sad thing is somebody probably got paid to take these things away and then just decided to just dump them off in this pristine wilderness. There's got to be at least 100 tires here.
Yeah. Business paid these folks to haul away the tires, thinking they're going to dispose of them properly, and they just drive out to a place like this, so they don't have to pay to have them
done right.
Exactly. So we're back on the Notch Trail this morning. That we're heading back to that cascade we found, and we thought it'd be worth the extra trip to come out here and photograph it with the better lighting conditions. Yesterday it was sunny and contrasty, but now it's overcast. It's actually spitting rain, and this morning we actually had some sleet. Also on the drive in we saw a moose, and I took a short clip of that moose, so I'll show that right now. We're driving to the Mahoosic Trail, and here's this moose on the side of the road, just staring at us. But anyways, we're gonna make our way to that cascade, photograph that, and then head out. We were gonna leave earlier, first thing this morning, but like I said, we figured worth the extra trip to come photograph that cascade. Interesting cascade, but I don't think I'm gonna photograph it. I want that dead tree that's off to the left. Mike likes it though, so he's taking a picture.
That's cool. You've got some, you've got the tree drops. You've got the little bit of white water where it's bubbling up. A little bit of a swirl, and then a really cool bed of stones. You can see all the colors in the stones. So that it all kind of makes a big swirl of motion in the photograph.
Alright, so now we're making our way out of the woods. We had a fairly decent photo shoot, but as usual, it's raining again. Anyway, this is, we're at the end of October. Halloween is in a few days. And this is possibly the last camping trip of the year. However, we're talking about early winter, climbing a mountain before the snow gets too deep, and photographing sunrise from the top of a mountain. So we'll see if that happens. But anyways, as far as camping, this is pretty much it for me, because November is hunting season for the whole month, and I really don't go into the woods during hunting season. But anyway,
That polarizer, I can't believe the difference that polarizer made going from a regular really nice lens, but just adding that, I can tell the pictures are going to be far and away steps up.
Yeah, Mike's never used a polarizer before, so I had an extra one that fit his lens. And
Try it.
so he really noticed how much it really cuts down the glare off the rocks, and on a bright sunny day it'll really brighten a blue sky and also take the glare off trees and water and whatnot. So anyway, so this video is coming to a close, and until next time,